This looks pretty good. We're baked in. We're baked in. Sony just made the FX3 more cinema-ish. For everybody out there that was saying that the FX3 is just an A7S III with a different body, well, you were wrong then and you're even wronger now. This is how the FX3 should have shipped in the first place, but I'm not complaining. I'm happy it's here now. Just so you know, when you update, it's gonna completely factory reset your entire camera. All my custom modes, my shooting modes, my custom buttons and dials, everything was back to factory. It was a factory reset, so just putting that out there. Okay, on your display, everything looks different now. It's much cleaner now. We have black bars on the top and bottom that all the settings fit inside of, so nothing kind of overlaps onto your picture on your flip screen there like it does in alpha cameras. You still can't touch to adjust anything like you can on Canon cameras, like your ISO and your shutter, and then slide it back and forth. You still got to do that with the dials, but whatever, it's still better. Also, you have the option to swipe up on your touchscreen now to get to your function menu, and you have the option in your settings to turn it off if you don't like it. I think I'm like already trained to just hit the little FN button on the back to get to my function menu, but I'll leave it on for now. We'll see how it does. Now, if we head into the menu, the first 2 pages you could see are brand new, and they kind of match the other cinema line cameras better, and I think they look great, and I feel like they're super easy to navigate around and select what you want with this staggered tile style. The rest of the menu is still in a list view, but these first 2 new pages are all laid out really nice, and it just makes it super easy to select what you want. I like it. Now, we've obviously always had a ton of log options to shoot with on Sony cameras, but now we have a new log shooting mode, which has 3 modes inside of it, and I'll break that down for you real quick, and it might get a little confusing, so just try to zone in on hyper focus. We have Cine EI, we have Cine EI Quick, which we're just gonna call Cine Quick, and we have flexible ISO. And all 3 use S-Log3, so it's not like a new log, it's not like S-Log4 or anything like that. It's just a new way of shooting in S-Log3. Well, new to this camera. So when you use Cine EI or Cine Quick, you have the option of 2 base ISOs, either 800 or 12,800, which is one thing that confuses me because besides those 2 modes, the base ISO in S-Log3 on this camera and the A7S III has always been 640. And with these 2 modes, it's 800 instead of 640. I don't understand that. If anybody knows, let me know down below why that is. No guesses. You gotta know what you don't know. Now, the EI in Cine EI stands for Exposure Index. And what this means is you can make adjustments to your ISO, but you're only gonna see them on your screen, on your camera. They're not gonna be baked into your file. So you could shoot your shot at 800 and then boost your ISO, your Exposure Index, up to 1250, let's say. But when you bring it into post, that shot is still gonna be shot at 800. So it's really just for viewing on your camera, but kinda, but not completely. Let me explain again. I say kind of because your exposure index adjustments will be written to your metadata of your file. And the way to access it is either use Sony Catalyst Prepare or Sony Catalyst Browse. And if you're using Sony Catalyst Prepare or Sony Catalyst Browse, you can access those exposure index adjustments in the metadata and then apply them through Sony Catalyst Prepare or Catalyst Browse. I know it's kind of all over the place. And it will take on those adjustments, but it will basically take it on as if you're making the adjustment in post with your color grading tools and raising it. It's still ISO 800 or 12,800. So it's basically just brightening up or darkening your original base ISO of either 800 or 12,800. Oh, are you following so far? All right, good, because there's a lot more still to come. But before we get into that, quick shout out to the sponsor of this video, Artlist. Artlist is the place that I get all my high quality royalty-free music for all my YouTube videos, all my content, and even my paid projects with my clients. Searching for the right music to match the feel of your video can take forever sometimes. Luckily, Artlist made it fast, easy, and intuitive to find what you're looking for and get right back to your project. You could search by genre, mood, video theme, and even a specific instrument, which is pretty crazy. And for sound design, they have a huge library of high quality sound effects that I use all the time. And the best part is it's really affordable. Just a few years ago, if you would have tried to purchase a royalty-free song for your project, you could have spent up to a few $100s, maybe even a few $1,000s for one track. Now you can get unlimited tracks starting at just $9.99 a month, which is an amazing deal. You can start your risk-free trial by using the link in the description below, and by using my link, you'll get an extra 2 free months added onto your subscription, which is a fantastic deal. Thank you, Artlist, for sponsoring today's video. So both Cine EI and Cine Quick are exactly the same, but they have one difference. In Cine EI, if you want to switch between your low bass, slap it a bass. In Cine EI, if you want to switch from your low bass 800 to your high bass 12,800, you have to go in and do it manually. Whereas in Cine Quick, once you pass 3,200 on your exposure index, then it's just gonna switch over from 800 to 12,800 without you having to do anything, just to play it safe for you, so you're not super underexposed and you don't have to add a bunch of noise in post. Now, flexible ISO is a lot closer to just your normal way of shooting an S-Log3 before this update. You're not locked into the 2 base ISOs, you have access to all your ISO values. But the funny thing is now the low base ISO goes back to 640. It's not at 800 anymore. I don't understand it. I don't understand. Now, another new feature. In all 3 of those shooting modes, we can now use LUTs, lookup tables. Thank you, Sony. Sony gives you 3 LUTs that are built in, but you could also load your own LUTs. Where you could make your own, you could buy some. Link in the description below, Salute LUT Pack. Fire LUTs, super cheap. Whatever LUTs you got, you can load them in and they work perfect. And you could use the LUTs as just a display LUT to where it's not baking it into your file, but you could see on your screen what it's gonna look like when you apply that LUT in post, or you can actually bake it in. You could bake it up, fry it up, cook, get it in there, it's stuck, it's done, it's good, it's over with. That's actually what we're doing right now. However, you can't bake them in using the 3 log modes. So when you're shooting in one of those 3 log modes that I just explained to you, they're only for your viewing pleasure. But if you want to bake them in, you have to exit out of that log mode and go to your normal picture profile, and you're basically gonna create a picture profile using those LUTs that's gonna be on top of S-Log3, which is what I have going right now. So the beauty of it is you're still technically getting the dynamic range of S-Log3, but with a LUT pre-applied before you even bring the file into post, so it kind of saves you time. And 99% of the time, that's how I'm gonna be shooting from now on, because I know the dynamic range is still there, but I don't have to worry about converting it over to Rec 709 when I get in post. It's pretty great. And if you happen to have any problems loading those LUTs in, what you have to do is put your SD card in and format it in the FX3 now after the update, so that it can build a new folder structure that includes a folder for your LUTs. And that LUT is located in the Sony folder. It's Sony, then Pro, and then inside of Pro is your LUT folder. And then you just drag your cube files in there and you're good to go. Next up, we have Timecode, and apparently it's super easy. I saw the demonstration. It's really just plug and play. I haven't had the opportunity to test it out for myself, but from what I've seen, you literally just plug one camera into the other, make sure all your settings are on, and it just, right away, it just works. Now that's basically it as far as the main features. We didn't get things that I know a lot of people in the comment section are gonna be saying. We didn't get DCI, we didn't get shutter angle, we didn't get true 24p, we didn't get waveforms. I would have liked all of those, to be honest with you. Also, we didn't get any of the features that I think we all kind of just thought we were gonna get eventually at some point from the A7 IV, like the breathing compensation mode and the animal IAF and video mode. I kind of thought maybe they would have included that. It'd be nice if maybe we could squeeze at least one more update out of this camera to include all of those things I just talked about. Not holding my breath, but we'll see. Besides that, I could live with it. This update is really great and makes me feel like I have a whole new camera, especially now that I gotta go in and reset all my custom settings again. That just adds to the new camera vibe. Thanks a lot, Sony, but it is what it is. I appreciate the update. Thank you for the update, Sony. Thank you, Artlist, for sponsoring today's video, and thank you guys for watching. If you have any comments or questions, post them down below, and I'll do the best I can at answering them. I'll see you guys next time. Yeah!